Good morning, boys and girls. I know this always starts off with me staring at you for ages, and I apologize for that. It's just I'm always waiting for the live stream to kick in. So in case you're thinking I'm just waiting for you guys to turn up or speak, it's not that. This is all new technology to me, working Zoom and streaming from Zoom to Facebook, like fucking hecticness. So first of all, there's a fair few people that have joined the Jacked and Juicy Nation group recently. Very welcome to the group. This is a fitness and nutrition page and also mindset page where we can help you, achieve. Excuse me, burped. I just have to finish my breakfast. Help you achieve your goals, no matter what that is. If you're trying to burn fat, we can help you with that. If you're trying to build muscle, definitely help you with that. It's important that you engage in this group. If you have questions, post them in the group. If you have content that you think is useful, post it in this group. If you have anything that you want to know about anything to do with health and fitness and mindset, post it in this group and someone will get back to you. Okay. I also have an online coaching program that people can join if you want to work one-on-one with me for 8 weeks, 16-week period. Doesn't matter. You get your training program, you get nutritional help, and all support around tracking your calories. And then we'll also focus on mindset, getting good sleep, getting enough hydration, making sure you're getting all the right micronutrients into your body. And hence, what brings us to today, talking about vitamin D, okay? Not talking about vitamin Dick, we're talking about vitamin D and how important it is for the system. So first of all, let me just kind of outline a couple of reasons why vitamin D is super important. Number one, lacking vitamin D can really affect your mood, okay? And I'll explain why it affects your mood in a moment. But if you are feeling quite irritable, always somewhat moody, that kind of I'm always hungry, that hangry sort of feeling, that can be a vitamin D deficiency. You struggle to get out of bed in the morning, you struggle with, there can be other things going on, but if you are vitamin D deficient, it definitely affects your mood in very kind of depressive symptoms, just lack of motivation, not wanting to get up and do things. And the reason, again, why I'll get to this as well. The reason why vitamin D affects your mood so much is vitamin D is pretty much a precursor to most hormones in the body, whether it's dopamine, serotonin, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. If you are vitamin D deficient, your body will struggle to produce some of these or all of these hormones. So you will have a down regulation of hormone production. Vitamin D has also been shown to be super effective to help your immune system and also against coronavirus. There's been a lot of studies being brought out that, being deficient in vitamin D can make you very susceptible to most other illnesses because your immune system drops, but definitely towards coronavirus. So if you are deficient, it would be worthwhile improving your condition. Now, there's a couple of things that you probably need to know when it comes to knowing if you're deficient or not. Not just running out, getting a supplement and start taking it and hopefully taking it for a couple of days, you'll be good. It doesn't work that way. If you are vitamin D deficient, number one, it can take anything from 2 to 6 months to build your levels back up to a sustainable place. All right. So when you start supplementing or, getting out in the sun, which I'll get onto in a second, it can take a while in order for you to build up those stores. So if you do find out you're deficient, it's not just as simple as take a pill tomorrow morning and you're good to go. All right. Now, your body is very, very good at making vitamin D. And how does it make vitamin D? Well, it actually makes vitamin D from your exposure to UV light, which is UV light from the sun. The average adult needs to be exposed to the sun on a daily basis, on a 24-hour basis, for a minimum of 2 hours. Now, you got to think about this. How often are you exposed to the sun for that amount of time? And if you are exposed to the sun for that much time, how covered up is your body? Majority of the time, most of us are out and about in clothes, so it's just our face and maybe our arms that are somewhat exposed to the sun. You're not exposing your full body to the sun. So even though you might be out in the sunshine for a long period of time throughout the day, maybe you work outside, maybe you're a tradie or a painter or carpenter or something like that, you're still covering yourself up. Particularly here in Australia, you do not want to be exposed for the sun for a very long time because the UV rays are super intense. This is about, the appropriate amount of exposure to the sun, not going out just kind of blasting yourself with it, and then, taking these like UV risks of creating skin cancers and melanomas. There is something your body does, however, to protect you from the sun. You have this chemical in your skin called melanin, and that melanin reacts to UV light. So melanin is what gives you your suntan. Some people like to take the supplement, injectable supplement. I've done it myself. Melanotan, which is a peptide to boost your skin's melanin. Therefore, when you do go out in the sun, if you have very fair skin, that if this extra peptide is in your system, it will boost the melanin in your skin. So therefore, you will get a tan rather than burning as much. But you still have to be cautious with the sun. It's still not this bulletproof thing that all of a sudden you can take it and bang, you've got a tan. You have to still, the melanin in your skin only reacts if you're out in the sun. So you can take melanotan if you want, but if you're not exposing yourself to the sun, that shit ain't going to work. Simple as. So it's all about your sun exposure. And basically, the more you're exposed to the sun, the more the melanin in your skin reacts, and therefore the more tanned you become. But that tan on your skin is actually a UV barrier. So the darker your skin is, the less the ability to create vitamin D decreases. Okay, so if you have very dark tanned olive skin, or if you're a black person, you have like black skin, your ability to produce vitamin D yourself seriously diminishes because the pigment of the skin, the melanin in the skin, is pretty much becoming a UV barrier. Okay, so this is the thing we got a question, like, how dark is my skin and how much sun exposure do I actually get? And if I do get sun exposure, am I out there for long enough? And what are my vitamin D levels? I'm going to show you a way you can test that in a minute. But what I'm going to say to you also is, if you are someone that is quite dark skinned, the parts of your body you want exposed to the sunlight would be the inside of the arms, the face, of course, and the back of the legs. These are normally the areas of the body that are lighter skin. So the inside of the arms is normally less dark than the outside. So these are the areas you want exposed to the sunlight in order to be able to produce more vitamin D. Now, don't just go out into the sun and just go fucking starfish yourself and absolutely burn your armpits. That's not what I'm advising you to do. This is all about supplement. What's the word? Fuck, I'm losing my English. It's very early in the morning for me to be doing this shit. So supplementing small amounts of sunlight throughout each day for small periods of time. I would recommend like 10 to 20 minutes a couple of times a day would be absolutely sufficient to start boosting your vitamin D deficiency. But get out there in your shorts, get the fucking top off and whatnot. Right. So when it comes to figuring out how you should test this or know if you're deficient, number one, you can go to your doctor, your general practitioner, and ask them for a vitamin D check. While you're there, just ask them for the full spectrum of vitamins and minerals. Just get everything done, even your hormones. That's would be advisable. See where your hormone levels are as well at the moment, because if you are suffering with a hormone deficiency, it might be an indicator of why your mood is the way it is. Maybe there's something you can change in your exercise, diet, or sleep first. In order to turn that around, you would always look at those three things first before you would medicate. And because more often than not, if you're not sleeping properly, you can be damn sure your hormones are down regulating. If you're not exercising enough, again, hormones are down regulating. Your mood is just flat. And if you're not eating and feeding your body properly, 100%, your shit's not working well. So fix those three, then everything else will upregulate before you medicate. So I'm just going to share my screen here quickly. So there's a company not work with, but there's a company I use here in Australia. It is called iScreen, and they do private blood testing. Basically, you can purchase a blood test online. You can purchase your vitamin D check online. Here you can see it's $55. You would add it to the cart. It'll just give you a little bit of a description there of what vitamin D will do. And then a week later, or less than a week later, you will get the results back. Let me just jump into my account and show you the way the results come back. Okay, so into my dashboard. So I have got a serious amount of blood tests done via this company. If I load more, I've been using this company for almost 4 years now. So the latest vitamin D check I done was back, what's the 8 month, August. I think it was back in August. Anyway, the 26th of the 8th, 2021. So this is how you can view the results. First of all, you will get a bit of a doctor's report here normally at the top saying if there's something out of whack, what you should do. You should maybe visit your general practitioner just to get more of an insight. But because my vitamin D was at the higher end in a normal level, there's nothing to worry about. Now, I've got a vitamin D check done before, so I can view my history. And you can see here that my vitamin D level has always been in a good range, kind of at the lower range at times, but always in a good range. There was a point at the start of the year where it was probably too high. And over here in Australia, the 21st of January, obviously, I was out a load in the sunshine, and I was also supplementing as well. So during the summer, if I am out in the sun a lot, swimming at the beach, I will decrease my supplementation by half. All right. So it's just knowing when to use it and when not to use it. If you're someone that's into your training, bodybuilding, lifting weights, supplementing vitamin D is super important for the lifting hormones, the strong hormones that you want in the body. Now, the next thing, what supplement should I get? All right. So jumping over here to the Chemist Warehouse, I go for this brand, Austerlin. Now, they're all 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I go for this one, and the dosage I would take, you see here, each capsule, the small little capsules, is 1,000 IUs. Now, I'm 37 years of age. I weigh about 90 kilos. I take, during the colder, darker months, 4 of these capsules per day. So 4,000 IUs per day. For female, I would recommend 3,000 IUs per day. And then when it comes to, if I am out in the sun more often, and if I do check my vitamin D regular and it's at the higher end, then I will half my dosage. Okay, but this has been a massive benefit to my training over the last couple of years. I definitely recommend taking it. And also, like, if you're listening to this and you're living back in Ireland, you know, back in Ireland that we don't get much sun at all back there. So supplementing a vitamin D supplement year round, I would highly recommend. But first of all, where do you start with all this? How do you know if you're up or down or deficient? Well, what's your mood like? You know, how are you on a daily basis? Is everything getting you down? Is everything dragging you through the mud? Is it hard to motivate yourself to do anything? And then secondly, if you feel, okay, maybe this could be my vitamin D levels, go get it checked. Simple as. There's lots of private private blood testing companies out there. iScreen is the one I use here in Australia. I'll pop the link in the comments below, so you can check it out yourself if you want. But definitely look into your vitamin D levels. It's as I said, it's a precursor to so many important hormones in the body. And if you are suffering a deficient, it can affect so many things: your mood, your libido, your immune system, and your ability to get stronger and build muscle at the end of the day. So I hope that was helpful. And to anyone that has joined the group, welcome. And yeah, have a great weekend. Giddy up.